Hey everyone, DFA here, welcome back to the channel, and this time we are taking a look at part number 5 of the Destroyer's Guide, the complete Destroyer's Guide, second video featuring the Kagero, and we are going to talk about scouting. Yeah, because that's kind of one of your primary responsibilities as a destroyer. It's actually to scout, and here we have a good setup for that, because yes, we only have one DD on the enemy team, and it is an Akatsuki. So it's the gunboat version of the tier 8 destroyer, Japanese. And so yeah, it's essentially, we know that we can outspot him, because the Kagero, it's not super fast, but the concealment is actually pretty good for tier 8. I think it's around 6 kilometers base. So yeah, we will always be able to outspot it. And so what we want to do, since we're, yeah, there you go, is in A. Everybody knows I'm in C, and my team knows that the enemy DD is in A, because we are the first ones to get into a cap. And so what you want to do then is actually try to see if you can spot the enemy team getting into position. In that case, you know you will have a part of the team going to B, a part of the team going to A, and some of them might actually be flanking, in that case going to C. And they will typically travel in a relatively straight line. So yeah, it's up to you to actually light the enemy team, for your own team, so they can actually start punishing them while they get into position, and to also make sure that you can score some early hits, because yeah, I'm sure this guy is having a fantastic game right now. He's really enjoying himself, but there you go, that's what happens. So practically, we've already found half of the enemy team there, and we see that we have 2 cruisers and a DD right in front of us. So moment of hesitation, what am I going to do? I'm actually going to get in front of my battleships there, because I do have 2 battleships next to me, but nothing in front of them to actually spot the enemy team. So that is where I am going to play, and what I'm going to do is actually engage the enemy destroyer. I want to engage him while he's actually trying to do something else, and I'm not really too worried about that engagement, because he has smokes, I have smoke, but I also have the ability to disengage from it pretty easily, because I have so much better concealment. So he decides to hide his smoke. In case he decides to stay there, then I'm going to launch torpedoes in its way, but he does not, and he decides to retreat from the engagement right in front of me. He's already shot his torpedoes, I'm not too worried. This is a fight I actually want to pick. I'm in a good situation there. And again, I am keeping him spotted as well. If he decided to stop shooting now, he would actually remain spotted for more than 20 seconds. And obviously that is not a good thing for him. So our position there, absolutely key. And so that's really what you want to be doing with destroyers. You really want to be in a position where you can be useful to your team a lot of the time. And here we have 1 poor battleships against 2 enemy cruisers, and if they decide to play the concealment game with it, then they can make his life absolutely miserable, especially that Charles Martel. But I'm going to prevent that. I'm going to get as close as I can to them. And that way, if they decide to run away, or if they decide to stop firing and going concealed, I'm actually going to make sure that my battleship is able to continue picking them up. Because yeah, it's a full health Colorado against, yeah, that Eintracht, which is pretty much going down, so we're going to help him a little. So yeah, I think we should be okay on this one, pretty much, yo. So I'm going to pursue him, and I'm always going to stay close, but not too close to that Charles Martel, because yeah, this is the one I'm actually most worried about. I was a little bit worried that I would be hit by the Martel there, but it doesn't seem to really be the case. It doesn't seem to be focusing me. I don't think he's actually shooting, so he's trying to run away, go back to concealment. I don't know, I'm not entirely sure, but in any case, we are actually preventing that as we speak. So there you go. So it's really super important for you to always remain in a position to be preventing the enemy cruisers from going dark and disengaging, re-engaging, etc. Because you do have, as a destroyer, a much better concealment than they do, and you're always in a position to dictate the engagement. And talking about dictating the engagement, so I thought that Eintracht was actually going to get whacked by my Colorado, but that's totally not the case. So the third The Half-Life cruiser managed to finish the almost full HP battleship, so it's time to run away and to actually help my teammate who's actually at A. This is where the lack of speed of the Kagero can actually hurt you, so keep those engine accelerators, use them to get into early positions, what I done at the beginning of the battle, or to run away from ships that can actually catch you, because yes, that Charles Martel, if he uses his engine accelerator, is actually able to keep up with me. But yeah, we've done a fairly good job. We've actually kept him at bay. We've kept our torpedoes. We've sent one wave, but not the other one. I think he was a little bit reluctant to get too involved, and now he's pretty much useless, because by the time he gets into a cap, yeah, the game will pretty much be over. So yeah, we can actually support our Allende in its fight against the KGV, and hopefully this cruiser does as well as the previous cruiser and finishes the battleship there. Yeah, that should be okay, this one. So there you go. As soon as I see that we are done with the battleship, turning around and putting ourselves in a position to be monitoring that Charles Martel and to keep him lit for my cruiser. And essentially what I'm going to do there, so I'm not going to be too aggressive with it, but I just want to remain within a safe distance, but always bow tanking, because the purpose here it's not to destroy it. Obviously I do not stand a chance against it with my guns alone, and he's way too agile and fast to be dodging torpedoes, so I just want to keep my bow to him. There's only 1 minute left in the game, I'm almost full health, so I'm not really worried, I still have one repair kit, and I'm just keeping it for my team. He decides not to engage, he decides not to go for the cap, which is the wise decision, but by doing that you're also throwing away the game, my friend. And so yeah, now that he's turning around and not in a position to shoot me, I can actually shoot torpedoes at him and call it a day, and hopefully, yeah, maybe we can get a few hits here and there. But yeah, going to be complicated, relatively agile cruiser, there you go. So there you go, that was the gameplay on scouting. Hope you've learned a couple of interesting things to get into those early positions. So try to see where the enemy DDs are, and once you know that you can outspot anything in front of you, then yeah, just do it. Go light the enemy team, keep them spotted, keep annoying them, keep preventing their cruisers from getting concealed, and essentially be a really good team player. So there you go. Next time we will be taking a look at trick plays with the Yugumo, and this is going to be a fun one. So yeah, stick around for this one. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this one. Learned a couple of interesting things. Stay safe, take care. That was DFA signing out. Bye bye.